top! Douse those men!
And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys
Get
and
the
girls,
mainsails
to
into the wind!
Let's Stream Assassin's Creed
They're
4
lost! Do not leave them muzzled!
Black Flag. In the last episode, we decided to do some more of the assassination contracts spread across the West Indies, so that when the time comes for the story to end, Edward will have done all he can. Which is fair. Which is fair. Now, as we turn to travel northward, we're to meet Charles Vane in an attempt to bring Edward Thatch, better known as Blackbeard, back to the cause of the pirates. Because after losing Nassau and a great many of the formidable captains there to the pardon, it seems that the former Republic of Pirates has very few friends these days. And that is why we're heading for calmer waters. The Jackdaw is looking formidable as always. Ah, yes, do not go gently. We're off to find Captain Thatch.
A great disappointment you are, Thatch. His mind's made up to stay, he says. It's a soddy. And hang all of you lot that follow this sorry bastard into obscurity. Oh, man's a prick.
I know you're come to call me home, Kenway. Your faith in me is kind. But with Nassau done in, I feel I'm finished.
I'm not of the same mind, mate. But I won't begrudge you the state of yours.
You still looking for that sage fellow?
Aye.
Taking a prize a month back, I heard a man named Roberts was working a slave ship called the Princess. Might want to see about it.
The princess. Cheers, Thatch.
Oh, don't sit there like a barrel of wet fish. We're celebrating my retirement! Uncork this man's breakfast!
Save us a few bottles, eh?
That doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all.
Give it up! Slithered away back in his hole!
Hello? Pat! Lieutenant! You out here?
Let's see, do we have any? No, not yet.
Jenkins, what's the news?
What was that?
You certain you didn't bring some of those sandwiches in tow, Jenkins? Look sharp. Stevens, make certain that none the fire. Arthur, secure the other side. And watch the bar.
Aye.
That's one guard.
There was a deserter among them who recalled my face. I sliced into his gullet before any word left his lips.
Anybody see you?
Don't think so, sir. But I reckon Kenway suspects something. He don't miss much.
Tell me about the beat.
They're gathering. Most too drunk to stand.
That will suit our purpose. Tell me about Edward Teach. What sort of man is he?
It's that, sir. At least that's what he calls himself. But he's a mad bugger, he is. Cracked as a glass teapot, sir.
Details now. Stop talking in gibberish.
Well, sir, he likes his drinks, for instance. Only he makes them queer. Takes the usual rum flit and fills it with half a weight of gunpowder to top it off.
Did I hear you right? You drink gunpowder?
Aye, sir. Just for show. And only last week he rounded up a score of his crew and bade us sit in the end of his ship while he burnt off sulfur and other sickening minerals. We just sat there like it was one of a million pits of hell and nothing less ordinary.
Good God! What the hell for?
Like to test his crew is all. Tease out their fitness and what. Of course, it always turned out he was the fittest of the lot. Thought for a moment I'd die there. Bloody savages.
Have no fear, soldier. This will be the end of them. Come on. It's time. Quickly, send the signal. And remember always this day.
What the devil?
Oh! Oh, we gotta get to the ship.
Today we send the king's finest to their graves!
It's heavy shot. Okay. We can do that.
Back off, sir! Ready now! Look, Captain! Put a shot right through there! Fire! Weakest right there, Captain! Fire! Take a shot! Right there, sir! Fire! Fire! That'll wipe them out! Stop, stop! Let's get moving!
All right. We got him. Killed 2 enemy scouts, 3 powder reserves, and 20 crew members. All right. Okay. He's a madman. Oh no. Oh!
I'll cleave you lengthwise, maggots. How you be doing, Edward, my lad? I'll not fall here today, bastards. Come at me. Can you fight free, lad? Can you make it clear? Here's the path to perdition!
Okay. Okay. Oh, where's Thatch? There we go. Oh.
Devil curse me. Where's the jackdaw? And we're away.
What of Thatch, sir? Did he fall? Captain?
He drinks damnation.
Oh, what a way to start the episode. With the death of a good friend. Well, where to next? Not Tullum. Vainglorious bastards. Okay, we can do that. We'll go to Grand Cayman first, repair, restock, and then we'll continue with the story for quite a while, I imagine.
Have you business to contract with me?
I do. We'll repair the ship. Yeah. And let's see if we can do anything. Gargoyle, no. Flower, crimson sails, red striped, no. The Queen Anne's figurehead. We may switch out for that. That. Once we do have the naval contracts, we'll unlock that.
Well concluded.
All right. We'll catch up with Charles Vane and see what we can do about the Sage. That's odd. Our hood slipped back on. Let's see if we can get it to fix. Guess not. Okay. Weird to be sailing the Jackdaw with my hood up, but there we go. I always enjoyed that scene though. Old Edward Thatch. You know, as I wonder, and that's the thing about history is that you can decide where your interests are, and that's what you study. I would be very interested to see if there were any writings, or if Blackbeard could even write. To see what his whole deal was. There's the Ranger. We're very close.
So Thatch has been chopped. Fuck's sake.
He was outnumbered. I couldn't reach him.
Devil damn the man he was faced, but his heart was divided.
It's hard to let go of the life you know best.
My own idiot father liked to brag about we meant to purchase a ship of his own. I'll get a privateering contract, Charlie. Your old dad'll be a captain. Drowned in a whiskey bowl before he ever left shore. Right, Kenway. We're musing on this plan of yours. This observatory you're always going on about. How do we know it exists?
We find a slave ship called the Princess. Aboard should be a man called Roberts. He can lead us to it.
One of the slavers work for the Royal African Company. Find one of their ships and start asking some questions.
All right then.
Catch the wind.
What's our course, Captain?
We're looking for slave ships. Any that work for the Royal African Company.
You don't mean to traffic human cargo now, do you?
No, Jesus, Addy. You know me better than that. We're only after information. Looking to find where the Princess docks in her spare time.
The Princess. A slave ship.
Right. Blackbeard told me there's a good chance we'd find the Sage aboard her.
Ooh.
Captain, Bane's just sunk a merchant schooner.
Damn! Can't that animal stay the course we agreed to?
Not good. He's bloodthirsty.
I think we're clear, sir.
Looks like a frigate! Spaniards! That's the lone ship, Cap!
We must be getting close, Captain.
To larboard, sir! Castaway!
Yeah.
Still alive, I think!
The Royal African Company ship. Is that it?
Starboard, Captain! Human Fluxon! Don't sink that slaver ship, Kenway. There's hundreds of innocent men aboard.
I know.
Aubrey, come in! Sir, there's loot floating here.
Okay.
There's our prey.
Oh, jeez. Okay, we need to board the ship.
She spooks, Captain! The slaver ship is running!
Damn fool! I'll get us in close.
Keep it from running.
Ready to fire, sir!
Oh, jeez.
We'll get closer. Awaiting orders!
Oh, jeez.
Vince, dead in the water!
I'm taking us close.
Stay aboard, boys! Fast as you are! All clear, pull away!
Okay.
Chase those bastards down, Kenway. I'll murder the men who stole my ship.
Keep calm, mate. Remember what we're after.
If we time it right, we can use our fort to our advantage. So, let's move!
With an upgraded ram, huh? Yeah.
Enemy fire! We've been touched! You must have friends! Fire! Short sail! Get off the squall! Take the grappling hooks away! Next to the
Good.
We're going over. Find the captain.
Come on, me roisters. Just scare me back at brains.
Guns and steel aren't louder than sticks and spittle vein.
I've more than enough of all that.
Just find the captain.
There we go. There we go. Okay. There's a few more. All right.
This captain claims the princess sails out of Kingston every few months.
Right. We'll set a course.
You made ash of my sails and rigging, jackanapes. You owe me a share.
Damn it, Vane!
Oh, Charles, what a surly devil you are.
Don't fuck with me, Jack.
Oh, but it's my mandate to fuck with you, Charles. Lads? See, the boys and I had a bit of counsel while you were wasting time with this lot. And, well, they figured I'd be a fitter captain than you reckless dogs.
I'll cut you another cunt, Tracer!
This one I figure I might sell for a tenner down in Kingston, but with you two grog blossoms, I can't take any chances.
You regret this day, Rackham.
I regret most of them already. Tie them up! Cast them off.
Oh no.
I'll gut you, Jack Rackham! I'll open you up. I'll tear out your organs and string a bloody loop with them.
Stop your goddamn howling, Vane! There's no bloody use!
Well, well. The fearsome Edward Kenway speaks, eh? Pray tell us, Captain, how to quit this predicament. And tell us what genius you have for sailing a boat with no sails and no rudder.
Shut your gob!
Oh no.
Keep still now. I'll take these oysters you've ordered.
You mad sap. This island's crawling with food if only you'd care to look for it.
Yeah, I am looking, Louts. Found some just here. Don't come following now. Do you hear me? Don't come looking for me.
Wretched fool.
Oh no. And look at us now. Only using our blades with rope tied to them. Oh dear. Well, if we're going to find Vane, then we need to do what we always do. Get a better look at it. Well, the situation doesn't look any better from up there than it does from down here. Okay. Oh, look. Bullets for the gun we don't have. Hey. There we go. Number 2. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good deal. Well, let's go a little bit further inland and see what we can find.
Come, let us drink it while we have breath, for there's no drinking after death. And he that will his health deny, down among the dead men, down among the dead men, down, 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 down among the dead men, let him lie.
He's gone mad. If he wasn't already crazy before, he definitely is now. Oh. There's 1 out of 3 animals. Okay.
Go dance with the fishermen and their dories, Kenway. This island's mine. Come at me and I'll cap you, bastard. It was your bloody imagination that landed us here, Kenway. I'll be damned if I let that mind make one more decision for me.
Will you not talk to me, Vane? Are you fixed on this madness?
Madness? Nothing mad about a man fighting to survive, is there?
I mean you no harm, you corker. Now let's work this out like gentlemen.
Oh, God, I've got a bleeding headache on account of your jabbering. Now stay back and let me live in peace.
I would if you stop filching the food I gather and the water I find.
I'll stop nothing till you pay me back in blood. You was the reason we were out looking for slavers, and you was the reason Jack Rackham took my crew.
Oh. Oof. I wonder how long we've been here. Well, there's plenty of shelter, technically. There we go. Been a while since we've been back to tell them to check our progress on these.
Aye, another keystone.
Okay, Vane. Hope you're ready to talk sense. Yeah, there we go.
Vane! Face me, man!
He's insane. Oh, phew. Ooh. Not one of my smoother descents, but that's okay. I've got a funny feeling that we're only going to be finding a few animals. Yeah, like that one. Oh, big kitty. What was that?
I said not to follow!
Jesus, you've lost your head, man!
It's a fair exchange for finding these flintlocks and grenados.
Listen, Vane, we can hunt with those guns.
And I mean to! Bloody rags will be all that's left of you, Kenway!
Oh,
Look you out!
shoo. Ah, he's good with that.
You can't hide, Kenway! dead yet! Here! Blow off!
Oh.
You and your bloody bad story got into this man's way. And I'll be damned if I let you drag me into another.
You keep this up, and I'll have to kill you, Bane!
Bloody try! By all means!
There you are. There he is.
Who's leaving this island alive, Welcher? Because I'm not going to sail again in a world cursed by your ugly boat. No escaping me!
Air assassination. Okay.
Bloody rags will be all that's left of you, Kenway!
Oh.
I'll blow you to hell!
Ooh.
I'll flush you out! You can't hide, Kenway! Blow off some limbs! Not dead yet! Here! Blow off some limbs!
Wow, I'm having like legitimate trouble climbing that.
Bloody rags will be all that's left of you, Kenway!
Oh wow. This is probably not the time for this at all.
No escaping me!
Good. Another keystone.
Okay.
rags will be all that's left of you, Kenway.
This is a stupid idea.
I'll blow you to hell. No escaping me. You can't hide, Kenway. Blow off some limbs.
You goddamn fucking knave, Vane!
Nancy boy, only done half a fucking job.
Fucking hell. Is this my reward for believing the best about men? For thinking that a bilge rat like you could muster up some fucking sense once in a while? Maybe Horner Gold was right. Maybe the world does need men of ambition to stop the likes of you from mucking it all up.
Or maybe you just don't have the stones to live with no regrets.
Don't save me a spot in hell, Shanka. I ain't coming soon.
There we go. Yeah, that's another sequence down. That's pretty quick. $17.19.
Stealing a fishing schooner single-handed. Damn canny, Captain.
As is taking back my brig from this pillock. Once again, I thank you both.
This Billy Huff didn't last 2 months with your ship before he came limping back to Nassau. Took the pardon straight away.
I had to, lads. That Rogers was onto me from the first.
Hold your tongue, Rackham.
So what now? Still chasing your elusive fortune?
Aye, and I'm close. I've heard the Sage is sailing out of Kingston on a ship called the Princess.
Put your ambition to better use, Kenway. Find the Sage with us.
I've no stomach for you and your mystics, Mary. I want a taste of the good life. An easy life.
No one honest has an easy life, Edward. And it's aching for one that causes the most pain. All right, Rackham. Back to retirement.
Well, that's us, back on top of the world and with our crew. Let's take a look. Where? Kingston. Yeah. Okay. I think we can do that.
Good day, Captain.
Sail to sea. And we'll slip down to Kingston. Now, the reason why I'm doing this rather than
Loose all and trim sharp to the wind.
else is I want to see if there's any dialogue. No dialogue. Huh. All right then. Not to worry. We'll just do this. And head on to our next objective. Now, before we go in to Kingston, which will probably be the next episode, I do want to go ahead and read through some of these bottles. Yeah. It's in the database. Ooh, there we go. Database. Documents. Letters. On my name and origin, to any and all who may read this missive, know first that I am Tom Cavanaugh, born in 1652, formerly of Boston, now of the world, living in the year 1706. The current. 1706. Taken to isolation long ago in the place of my ancestors in pursuit of peace and steadiness of spirit. My story is a singular one, though I make no claim to greatness or nobility. Yet there is such an amount of strangeness in my blood that bears mention, with the wish that a better understanding may come from my situation, and with hope that if there be any others in the world who suffer the same perturbations of mind as I have since birth, they might find in me a kindred soul, and a friendly voice to guide them to the calmer shores of sanity. In plain words, I was born a creature of two souls, one being my own, newly minted and fresh upon the world stage, yet the other being an old and wise thing, a soul as old as the universe itself may be. Two souls, therefore, in a single body, competing for supremacy. For as long as I have been a thinking being, I have felt these two tides stirring within me. How this mysterious incorporation should have occurred shall be the subject of future letters. Early opinions of my condition. From birth, I was known to my parents and neighbors as a boy of strange habits and impulses. My eyes, being of unequal color and dimension, always invited odd comment and query, being so easy to discern. But my behavior was also noticeably queer. I was given to gesticulations of a mysterious sort, signs and symbols that appeared to my parents to portend a meaning they could not decipher. It was also said that I never did cry or protest, strange for a babe, but likely a comfort to my dear mother. I gained the gift of speech in my 12th month, my first words being, "My love and beloved." My parents seized upon this as a good sign of robust intelligence, but could not have been much pleased with what such words implied, and right they were to be anxious for at such a time that I should have called these kind shepherds mother and father. By the age of 2 years I had already taken to refer to them Elizabeth and Thomas, a queer sort of quirk for an infant. It mustn't be said, but this was my impulse, and until I passed through adolescence was a practice I stuck to. On the place of my birth. Of the city I called home for nigh 2 decades, I have nothing but fond memories. Boston was a place of great beauty and peace. My father was a cobbler by trade, and my mother kept a modest house as she raised me as best she could, and together we lived along the southern shores near the wharfs that saw the tall ships in their comings and goings, shuttling all manner of good to and from this young colony. I remember being always fascinated by those ships and the promise of adventures they presaged, and it was not for want of distraction or imagination that I spent many a morning sitting upon the docks to watch them into the harbor from locations afar or disappearing from it, sinking into the horizon as silently as a dream. I wondered then what lay beyond that thin line of azure, and in wondering set the course of my desire. I wished to travel to discover. So it was that I knew from those early days I would not live out my life in Boston, but would range far and wide in search of the source of the strange secrets within me. Of that more shall be writ at another time, but let it be known that I was content for a time, and that I loved my parents very much. My first reverie. I recall with great clarity the day of my first reverie. Heretofore I had only the sense of my bicameral mind. But on this day I was offered a glimpse as if a window into that second buried soul, into the second life within me. I was 4 years of age, and it was fresh. It was a fresh autumn day. I was out with my parents upon an excursion, strolling about the place called Beacon Hill. We, having only concluded our picnicking, now ranged about the peak to take view of the city below. It was then a coolness fell upon me. The world seemed to darken and glow all at once. I fell back, landing, it seemed, into a pair of cuddling arms. A voice said to me, "Go, beloved, go to your rest." As eerie as this was, a deep love suffused me. The voice went on, "Your sacrifice will not have been in vain, and though you must pass from this life, I will see you renewed, reborn to remain at my side forever." Never before and rarely since had I felt such a depth of adoration. The skies cleared and the world lighted, and I woke supine with my parents looming over me, calling my name. My deepening predicament. It is with deep sadness I should now relate the genesis of my feeling of great isolation from my parents even at so young an age, and my powerful sense that I was too much different from them, meaning that though they had borne me and raised me, I seemed not of their issue, nor of their kind. And the reverie described previously cast this feeling in a firmer mold. I seemed not to be of this world at all. Indeed, there were days when I felt not remotely human at all, but of another kind of creature entire. Between the time of my 4th year and my 14th, I was given to such a profusion of reveries and ideas and dreams that I should sound mad to describe them. Yet by outward appearance I was as normal as any lad, and further was never particularly troubled by what crossed my mind. Visions of great cities made of glass, portraits of beautiful men and women in great flowing robes, machines that generated lightning as easily as thunderclouds, vehicles that flew in the skies as birds. As I say, ideas and visions too fanciful to be entertained by any sane minds, yet all too real in my head to be ignored. And we're missing entry number 6. But then we can go on from 6, 7, 8, 9 until we find 10, and then start to fill in the rest. Oh. Well, very interesting indeed. But this is where we're going to end today's episode. And when we come back next time, we will be journeying into Kingston. That Port Royal. I would like to thank... Ooh, wow. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in today to this episode of Let's Stream Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. The story is definitely kicking up, and if we dare to check our progress tracker, yeah, sequence 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 will be fast approaching us. How crazy is that? And we've not had to... Whoa! And we've not had to go back to the present anytime soon, so there's that as well. Well, then without further ado, we will leave this for another day. For those of you who have tuned in live to Twitch, I thank you. Consider giving me a follow here on twitch.tv/JeffTheNarrator for whenever I go live. I will admit it is spontaneous, but when I do, I usually record for hour-long sessions. Yes. And then I proceed to upload all of these VODs straight to YouTube into their appropriately placed playlists. And if you prefer to watch on YouTube, go ahead and find me there at Jeff the Narrator. Without further ado, we will end this story, and until next time, when we track down Roberts, please keep telling stories.